Hey YouTube, welcome back. Sorry for the hand flutter. Literally doing this video standing up just because I don't want to sit down. That's like irrelevant. I filmed a video earlier which was like an Instagram advice tips video. And then I wasn't recording, so this is me trying again. Let me make sure it's recording. I wanted to do a quick video on Instagram, and this is like how to grow your following on Instagram This is how to grow your following on Instagram organically with real followers. I'm going to be doing like several videos about this, but I just wanted to start with something super simple and basic because I don't have one at all, and then I can go more in depth on specific subjects. So this is basically like 5 tips to grow your following on Instagram. Real followers, like we're talking real followers, because fake followers are useless. It's not a good idea. Don't buy them. Don't get them. It's just dumb, and it's not like real people, so I feel like you would inside feel like not great about the fact that those people aren't real. Like, you know what I mean? You're like fooling yourself. Anyways, okay, so I'm just gonna start with tip number 1. And tip number 1, and this isn't in any sort of sequence of priority, it's literally just like what comes to my mind on the 5 tips that I wanted to go over. So tip number 1 is pick a niche. Kind of focus on a specific area that is like, I guess, what you are interested in the most, or kind of like what you want to expand upon, what type of audience you want to have following you, what type of people you want to engage with, or just whatever you want to inspire people with. So whether you're like a total fitness guru, then stick to more like fitness things. And if you're like a fashion girl, stick to fashion. If you're like makeup, stick to makeup. Now, it doesn't like mean that you can only post things about that, but you can tell the difference between an Instagram account that's like personal, where somebody literally just uses it to post things about their life, and they're not trying to do anything else with it, make it official or brand themselves. And then you can tell when it's like a blogger or an influencer or a YouTuber or whatever, and they have like a specific niche. So it really depends what you're trying to do with your Instagram. So obviously this is targeted to, like, if you want to grow your following, you probably have a reason why you want to grow your following. So this is kind of geared more towards people that like are bloggers or influencers or whatever, want to like develop yourself or your social media presence. So that tip was kind of stick to like a specific niche, pick one, because it'll be easier to get followers from that subject. For example, if I was I'll just use a real example. So I'm like a makeup, beauty, fashion, lifestyle type of person. I honestly started just with makeup on my Instagram and beauty, and then I kind of like broadened it when I had more followers. So, but if I was like a makeup person, right, which I am, but say I have all these followers that are like into makeup also, and they have similar interests as me, and maybe they follow me because they like my makeup pictures or videos or tips or whatever. And then if I posted like a picture of like food or like my dog or like the sunset, and I'm not saying like you can't post whatever you want, but I'm just trying to give you like an idea so you can get what I'm saying, is that like people are following you because there's something about your content that brings them value or that they want to see. So if they're following you because they love your fashion sense and you inspire them with your outfits, then if you're posting pictures of like things that maybe aren't like aligned with that, it would maybe make them want to unfollow you, or just wouldn't like. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just simple, like just kind of narrow it down, that's all. Pick like, I wouldn't have more than 3 different types of subjects, so to speak. So like, you know, if you're like a fitness person, maybe it's like fitness, yoga, and like healthy food or something, or good food. So it's like you post pictures of food and yoga and your like gym life or something. Anyway, so that is like kind of the first one, and I hope that's like useful. Kind of pick a niche, have like, you know, start with something simple, then maybe you can expand upon it later. These like massive influencers and bloggers that have like hundreds of thousands of followers that post like a lot of stuff. I mean, even those people, if you actually look at their Instagram feed, they're pretty consistent. So I think you get where I'm saying. Obviously lifestyle can be more broad, but you know, someone that's like a total fashion guru, you're not going to see a bunch of pictures of like their puppy, unless maybe they're in the picture with like a cute outfit or something. You get what I'm saying? Okay, good. This is now my Instagram tip number 2, which again, this is in no order at all, but I'm gonna make sure I'm still filming because I'm like freaked out because what happened last time was so annoying. Okay. Okay, Instagram tip number 2. So it used to be on Instagram that you could put a bunch of hashtags in a comment, and these hashtags would still register in the search or the like explore page or whatever, and your post would still be discoverable and searchable. So it was like that. I actually don't know when it changed, but it's not like that anymore. So I don't see this a lot because I feel like it's kind of gotten around, but some people don't know. And I still see this sometimes where somebody has like, they'll put their caption and then they'll do separately a comment and they'll like fill it full of hashtags. So that is basically like useless. It's like a waste of your time, and it's useless because you're not going to be able to find your post, and you're not going to be able to search it and find it anywhere unless it's like randomly changed since the last time I checked. But that is like the known thing right now with Instagram. So it is better to not do that because that's not useful for you, and instead keep your hashtags in the caption, and you can, you know, maybe like not put them like right, maybe you can separate like your caption of like what you want to communicate, and then do a bunch of little symbols or spaces, or make your, and then put your hashtags, or do like a whole like underscore all the way across. However you want to do it, there's like different ways to make it how you want it to look, and then put your hashtags in your caption. That way your post will be searchable and it will be underneath that hashtag for people that are following that hashtag or that search that hashtag. So that was tip number 2. It was pretty simple, but that's a tip. Okay, good. Now, tip number 3. Which one did I want to say is my next Instagram tip? Okay, yeah, so tip number 3. Whatever your Instagram name is, make sure that that name is, okay, well, how do I word this? Okay, so whatever your username is, make it something that you're going to want to keep and that you're going to want to be consistent across all your social media platforms so that people can easily find you. So I used to have makeup by Ariel Lindsay, for example, but then like my Twitter was Ariel Lindsay D, actually my Facebook page is Ariel Lindsay, and then my Tumblr is Ariel Lindsay, and then I was like, if it's makeup by Ariel Lindsay, 1, that's too narrow, and then I have to stick to makeup. So I was like, I don't want to just stick to makeup only, because I do like to talk about other things. So then I changed it to just Ariel Lindsay, and then I just keep it consistent. So like my website is Ariel Lindsay, like everything I have is Ariel Lindsay. That's me. So it's kind of like, it's just better to keep it consistent. So whatever your Instagram is, or your name is, or your nickname, or whatever you want to go by, if you keep it consistent on all of your different platforms, it's easier for people to find you. Because if you have like an Instagram and it's like beauty girl, like whatever, and then like your Twitter is like Mariah something something, it's like, how did I know that beauty girl Mariah, like, oh, I'm never going to be able to find each other. So that was a terrible example, but like you get what I'm saying. Oh, okay, so that was tip number 3, I think, is keep everything consistent so that people can easily find you. Okay, and actually part of that, I'm going to throw in this tip, which is actually very useful. You can put so you have your Instagram handle when you search, and then you can also put your name, right? And your name, when people type in, people search, it will pull up Instagram handles as well as like the names that you put in. So it would be good to put something else in your name, like say, for example, like mine is Ariel Lindsay. So my name is Ariel Lindsay, and then I have a little heart, like, I mean, not a heart, a little kissy emoji, and then I have like the lips, and then I have beauty fashion. So that also if somebody is searching beauty or fashion in search on Instagram, because I have beauty and fashion in my name, it will also come up on the search. Maybe not like the top one, but it'll still come up somewhere because I have that in my name. So that's another little tip for you, or you can make it interesting in some way so it's like eye-catching. So that's tip number 3. Okay. Instagram tip number 4. Other tips did I want to give? I really wish I remembered. Okay, so this is tip number 4, and it's kind of obvious, but it is important still because not everybody does it. So be social on social media, and because social media is like social media, get it? So you should be social. So by that, I mean like engage with people, like other people's content, follow people, comment on their pictures. Like if you genuinely like something, or if there's something that like you see, you see a picture and then something comes to mind, like, oh my God, what a cute shirt. Like, comment and tell that person, like, oh my God, what a cute shirt. And then it just makes you more real to the other person. It makes you want to connect with them, makes them want to connect with you. And then it just, you know, it's just good. Like, that's the kind of the whole point, is to be social, and like, so then people know that you're like a real person and you can interact and engage and stuff. And that is another tip that I would definitely say helps a lot. And it can be time consuming, but if you want to grow your following and if you want to grow your social media presence, it just kind of comes with the job. Like, you're going to have to be social. Otherwise, it's like you can't be disconnected and get a huge following, because that doesn't make sense. So if you want followers and you want people that admire you or want to follow you, or like, you know, hear what you have to say and what your content you have to put, that you're going to put out there, you do need to engage with them. Otherwise, it's like, what's the point? Be social on social media, make friends, engage, and that will help you grow your following. Okay, this is tip number 5, guys. So I'm just going to tell you right now, I have kind of like a whole little pocket of Instagram tips and secrets. Not secrets, but like, I've done my research, I've done my training, I've done a lot, and I've kind of figured out quite a bit about Instagram, and that's what I do full time. So I might know a thing or two. So these are just kind of like a little, I'm just like throwing a couple of like immediate basis tips that you can use right now. Tip number 5, again, I'm going to be talking about, I'm just going back to like your Instagram page and your feed and what it looks like. So this is a little bit different than tip number 1, because that was just like kind of stick to a niche and find a niche that you want to talk about. So this one is like similar, but it's more of like how your page looks. So my tip on your page is that you should try and choose a theme, and it doesn't mean you have to use everything with like a specific filter all the time and make all of your colors have pink in it or something, because sometimes it's difficult to like make sure all of your posts have the color pink. But some Instagrammers do that, some influencers do that, and they're really good at it, and their photos look great. But there is an easy way to do it that's not so like frustrating or like just kind of difficult. So if you use this app, I'm gonna tell you, this is like an amazing app. This is a game changer. So please take this piece of information and just realize that it could change your life. I know it's like dramatic, but like, if you're really into Instagram, it can kind of be amazing, especially if you're trying to build your page and you want it to look nice. So this is an app, it's called Unum, U-N-U-M. It is free, which is also why it's awesome. Sorry. And this allows you to draft your feed, so you can see where your photos are and how they look, and you can move them around and you can see what your feed is gonna look like. So that's kind of awesome, and they also have like editing tools in there. I don't really always use those editing, that to edit in, but no, they have good stuff. I think I use a few different editing tools, which I'll do another video on. But in this app, I like it because you can make your feed like how you want it to look, and you can see it, and then you can post directly from there to Instagram also. So it's really good. Also for me, I do social media management, so it helps because I can use it to draft my clients' feeds and to post from there, and basically just like manage their Instagram feeds, which is nice. But the thing I was trying to say, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah. So basically, kind of stick to a theme. Like mine, I don't particularly have like a specific like color scheme, so to speak, but I definitely have more colorful pictures because I want to have my theme be colorful. Some people are very like rustic or vintagey, and maybe they'll use like one of those type of filters that has like this like vintage feel to it and this like older type. And then there's people that have like black and white pictures, or like really dark type of photos, or like pink all the time. It just kind of depends on who you are and what your vibe is. I like colorful, and I just tend to get more colorful pictures. But I also like will plan my pictures. So if I'm doing like an up close picture on my face, for example, or like a selfie or a close up of like a makeup look, I'm not gonna have two of those next to each other. I'll have like maybe a close up picture, and then the next one will be like an outfit shot. So it's like farther away and it's like my full body or something, and then maybe the next one after that will be like, if I'm showing like a product or reviewing something, it will be like maybe the product or something. It's not like, you don't have to get super mental about it, but I just like to make it look pleasant, because the first impression is like really the most important. Like, someone's gonna click on your profile, the first things they are gonna see is your bio and then the pictures that you have on your feed. So if it's aesthetically pleasing or if they like it, then they're more inclined to hit the follow back button or to follow you, basically. Yeah, make sure your feed looks nice. Like, make sure your pictures are high quality. It's not like you need to have a like super amazing camera. You can use your iPhone. I use my iPhone for most of my pictures. Literally the majority of my pictures are all on my iPhone, and you can still have nice quality pictures. Edit your pictures so they look good. Do like a consistent filter of some kind. And I don't mean that like don't be crazy, but I guess what I'm just trying to say is like if you do have a page and you use, you know, all the different Instagram filters like a lot, and then like black and white, and then like the different whatever, like the different ones they have, like lo-fi and Heffy and Nashville or whatever, like you're gonna start to potentially get like a messy looking Instagram feed. And I know it kind of sounds funny, but if you try it, or like if you looked at it and you would see all these different filters, it's not gonna look so aesthetically pleasing, I guess, because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to like you know, you're trying to bring value to people and make them want to follow you for some reason. So, you know, be valuable with your content. Like, make it something that you would want to see or you would want to follow. That's a good way to think of it too. Like, I don't know, like would I want to follow me? If I was interested in these things that I'm putting out there, would I want to follow me? And kind of think of it like that. That's a pretty good way to think of it. I've like never stated that out loud. So I'm like, oh, that's a good way to think of it. Yeah, put out content that you yourself would find valuable. So there you go. That was Instagram tip number 5. So guys, I do have quite a bit of tips. That's kind of just like a little few that like I threw out there very quickly because they are useful, and if you started implementing them or if you started using them, it would be a start. So again, I hope this was useful. If you have questions or like specific questions for Instagram or comments, I would definitely like to hear them, and please put them below. And if you have specific videos or requests that you would like me to do, also go ahead and let me know, and I would be very willing to do that. I do social media full time. I do social media management, and I said that earlier, I think, that I do it full time. So, and I also do mentorship and like online coaching. So if you did want, like if you have more questions or you kind of would like more like one-on-one attention, you could totally Instagram me. You could totally email me or follow me on Instagram and like DM me and reach out to me, and I would be super willing to talk to you and connect and just help you out. The other thing I was gonna say was, yeah, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. That'd be super awesome. And give this video a like if you like it. And yeah, follow me on social media, guys. Oh, and then share this video. Also, share it if you find it useful and you feel like someone else could benefit from it. Go ahead and feel free to share. Spread the love. Yes, that's basically it, guys. So this was just my 5 super simple Instagram tips to how to gain more followers, like actual real people followers. And I'll be doing more videos on this subject, so just keep watching my channel. Okay guys, till next time. Ciao.